Hey guys, my name is Hope Horizons and welcome to a Warpforge 40k card game balance update starting from November 1st. This is a brand new one with a bunch of bug fixes, turn timer edition, and we're going to be looking at the balances purely because, well, you can look at the rest yourself. I'll link them in below. You may notice my mic sounds, or my voice sounds a little bit different. I've got a new mic and a new audio mixer, audio interface, sorry, and yeah, I should sound a lot more crisper and a little bit balanced in that sense, but we'll get right into it. So yeah, they have definitely had a bit of a sample pool to go off with now the game's been out for a while. So first we're going to go to Ultramarines. So the Primaris Impulsor getting lowered attack from lowered 4 to 3, and that's the one with the Codex. When spending all mana, you get to spawn a fucking unit. Pretty good. I think that's a good balance. It's not a nerf per se, more than it is actually a balance, because they could have easily made it a 2-2-5 rather than a 2-3-5. I mean, it is a nerf, but well, what are you going to do about it? Captain Sicarius getting a double buff, by the way. Now having a new passive is invulnerable during your turn. Busted. He's going to be a must-have, and being a legendary, he's going to be even more powerful now. This is insane value for UM again. Greatest Deeds being Captain Sicarius's power. Cost reduced from 3 to 2, broken, and change description to ephemeral. Give Vanguard and heal 5 to a friendly troop. That for endgame, if you can get to endgame, busted. But then again, we'll have to see how the meta progresses after this, because Necron's got a huge nerf. Armored support, description saying choose an Ultramarines vehicle, put it in your hand. It costs 1 less instead of costing 2 less. That's just a straight up balance update, because you can pick any Ultramarine vehicle. Look, for the game's balance, that's a good balance. It is a nerf from a UM point of view, but it is good for the game and healthier. Same as Angels of Death getting nerfed to 7 mana. I think that's better. As someone who tries to look at the games subjectively, rather than definitively, and sort of being like, oh no, these players are broken. Like, I know my faction, I play Necrons, I know they're broken. So yeah. Avenging Zeal also getting a a buff. Description change to give +2/+2 to all your units in play and in hand. That's fucking insane. And this is let's just double check. And that is an 8 mana. So for that being 8 mana, that's not too bad. Better than a lot of other cards out there. And Thunderstorm is when a player earns a skull, their opponent gains 1 energy. I don't think I've ever seen this being played, but it's going to make for an interesting variation of gameplay. Yeah. Going to make various differences. Then we'll move on to the Sotek Dynasty / Necrons. Now, we all knew this was coming. Every Necron player knew this was coming. Technomancer no longer having Remnant. It's a big change, don't get me wrong. But with cards that are able to bring back cards from the dead, which is what Necrons have, it's not a big nerf per se, but it is significant, because you can no longer just do that heal chain. But I think it is still, Technomancer is still going to be a great card. With Psychomancer going down from 5 to 4 HP, still going to be a great card. Its stun is invaluable. Vargard Oberon being the legendary, or Oberon being the legendary, having, I can't remember how much attack. I'll put it up on the screen for you. But he basically just tanks it for your hero. So whatever damage is done to your warlord, it goes to him instead. Let me just double check that, but I'm pretty sure that is Oberon. Yeah. He's a 10 melee, 5 ranged, 9 HP now for 9 cost. His range going up to 5 makes him a lot more viable in that it makes him less of that 5/0/5 Vanguard, and makes him more versatile. Particle Whip getting lowered from 8 to 6. Wow. Okay, that's a big fucking change. I'm gonna be taking the monolith in a lot of my decks now. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's awesome. That's an awesome change overall. It's a nice buff. Curse of Pharaoh getting lowered from 4 vulnerable to 3. I honestly think it's not worth it that much anymore, purely because that vulnerable 4 would help you kill a lot of armored targets. It's still good, don't get me wrong. It'll be good until it gets lowered down to vulnerable 2, then it's worthless to some degree. But yeah, it's still decent to have one of those in your deck. Earthquake being changed to when a player earns a skull, stun one random troop from each player. So it'll only trigger 4 times a game, because the last skull you get from killing or from winning the game. So they'll only ever trigger 4 times, which is arguably shitter. Same with Solar Storm being at the end of each player's turn. If they have unspent energy, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. If you're versing a UM player, that will rarely ever be a possibility because they always want to spend their energy. So that's useless against UM. You'll never want to use that against them. Against players like Necrons as well, will be a bit harder to do. Though, it depends on how good the player you're versing. If they're good at spending their energy, it's going to be negligent. Like, you'll never see that. It'd be worth... It'd just be a little bit of a fucking add-on. And it forces you to... Oh, wait, no, it's random. Oh, if at the oh wait, I didn't read that properly. At the end of each player's turn, if they have unspent energy, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So it's good for you to have unspent energy then. Okay, so it's gonna be bad for UM. Okay, oh, I misread that. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a bit tired still, and I'm trying to get used to this mic. But yeah, no, that's actually not bad. Yeah, I can see that being played more now. Black Legion, Chaos. Infernal Gaze, description. Ephemeral, deal 2 to 3 damage to a random enemy instead of 1 to 3. That's great. That's just a straight up buff. Nothing really more to say about that. Diabolical Strength changed to give +1 attack this turn and heal 1 to all friendly units instead of just 1. That's amazing for the extra heal. That's a straight up buff. Good on Chaos. They need these buffs. Mauler Fiend being increased range from 3 to 5. Let's just double check what Mauler Fiend was again. Mauler Fiend's at 8 mana, 9 attack, 9 melee, 5 range, 9 HP. Deal 1 damage to all enemies for each dark pack on this troop when it strikes. I mean, it's barely going to see play as it is because it's an 8 mana, or an 8 energy, but we'll see how it goes. Iskander Kayan, being a character who I have been told is very, very crap. This being, it costs 1 less now rather than it just being you get a random stratagem. Might actually make him viable. Purely because you can get a random Black Legion stratagem, which can range from, like, kill cards to AoE. It can be really good. And the new Hellfire Outburst is changed description to when a player earns a skull, deal 4 damage to a random unit from each player. 1 random unit from each player. So both players will take 4 damage randomly. Huh. And that'll happen... That's 8 damage in a game. That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. And Sain Han Aldari, Cosmic Serpent. I think this is pretty... this is pretty small, so Serpent. So Cosmic Serpent is trigger the abilities requiring Spirit Stones of all your troops. For 3 mana, actually lowering that from 4 to 3, that's busted. That's going to be in every single deck. Easily is going to be in every single fucking deck. And it's only a rare too. It's only a purple. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking great. Overall, a very nice patch. Nerfing the shit out of my faction, but to be honest, they kind of needed it. Nerfing the shit out of Ultramarines. Honestly, pretty good. As well as giving them some good buffs, like good counter buffs. Same with Sotek, having the Particle Whip getting lowered from 8 to 6, and Oberon getting buffed, which is great. Even though he is a legendary, it is going to be a bit... We'll see how it goes once everyone gets their legendaries. And Curse of Pharaon, I wanna talk to more Necron players to see how that works out. And yeah, Black Legion just getting some great stuff that they needed. And Aldari just out of nowhere. Awesome, though. Awesome for Aldari. They're going to be happy with that. But yeah, if you want to check out this game, it just came out on mobile, by the way, on the Android and iOS store. Make sure you download that so you can play it on the go. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. It is a very short patch, so I apologize for this being very short. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you're all enjoying the game. See you guys.